pretty quick process. It was smooth. They got me prepared, made sure my PT was right. That's basically it.
Okay, so when you went to the recruiter and you did the practice sets and stuff like that, so what MOS did you choose?
I chose. So at first I didn't know anything about like MOS. I asked him, I was like, "What MOS?" He was like, "Oh, that's gonna be your job in the Army." And so I was like, I don't know nothing about that. So he started naming all stuff. He told me like 92 Golf, 11 Bravo, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know what none of this is. He told me 92 Golf was cook, 11 Bravo was infantry. I knew I didn't want to do infantry, so I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I knew somebody at the time that had just graduated AIT right when I was doing the recruiting process. And I asked them what their job was, and they was like, I'm a 92 Whiskey. And I was like, what is that? It was like, that's a water purification specialist. It was like AIT was smooth. It was easy. The job easy. So I was like, I'm gonna take the easy route. So I chose 92 Whiskey as my first MOS.
So 92 Whiskey was your first MOS?
Right, son.
What? So, okay. So 92 Whiskey. So you just basically chose that because somebody else I was already that, and they told you it was kind of like pretty good MOS to choose.
Yeah, they said it was good MOS to choose. They said the AIT was good. It was in Fort Lee, Virginia. They said it was smooth out there. They said it was easy to get through AIT. So I chose the easy route. And they said that, and I didn't know that military, like you taking that course, like it's basically something that go on your resume for like civilian world. If you ever decide to get out, that was your job in the Army. You can always go work at like a water plant, like in the city, like you dealing with the water and all that stuff. So I thought about that too.
Okay, so far as basic training, so you say you went to basic training October 2013. I want you to run me down basically the first day on what happened. Like, what was you thinking and stuff like that?
So basic training, I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri for my basic training. So the first day they drove us to Atlanta. I flew out of Atlanta airport, and I remember I was in the airport and I got to the gate. I got to this gate, and this is the first time me flying by myself. So I got to the gate and I was looking at my ticket, and I was like, is it the right gate? Cause I kept looking on the screen and it didn't say Missouri on it. So I was like, is it the right date? So I looked at my ticket again. I was like, man, this is the wrong gate. I was on the opposite side of the airport, and my flight was leaving. Like the boarding stopped. They stopped boarding like it was like 15 minutes before I noticed. So it was like me and like three other dudes that was going to the same basic training. It was us three. We was booking it across Atlanta Airport. And if anybody know how big Atlanta Airport is, that it big. So we were just booking across there. We made it just in time. So whole time, like I'm on the flight, like I'm nervous. I'm like, man, I don't know this spit, because I was on YouTube looking at like basic training videos and how they acting basic, and all I seen was yelling. So I was like, man, I don't know if I'm built for this yelling, because I don't know if I can, like, because I was a hothead at the time, so I was like, I don't know if I can take nobody yelling at me. But when I got there, it weren't as bad as I thought. They shaved my head off. They were doing all the yelling, but I just tuned it out, because I had a bigger goal to accomplish for my daughter. So, but like the first day wasn't that bad. It was regular drill sergeant yelling in your face, shake your head, give you your uniform. That it weren't that bad.
Okay.